College is more than a place. It's a journey. Welcome to the Two Night Show, where we explore the moments and ideas that shape us and the impact we make through conversations with Green Knights and other inspiring voices. In today's episode, we hear from graduating psychology major Ashley Ommen, who has a passion for mental health, especially in the world of student athletes. Let's dive in as Ashley shares what led her on this path and how she plans to help others in the future. Ashley, thank you so much for joining us today. I know May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and it's a month that really holds a special near and dear place to your heart.
Yes.
We'll get into that a little bit later on in the episode. But I want to start off by kind of introducing yourself. Tell us where you're from, what your major is.
Yeah. So my name is Ashley Ommen. I am from Bolingbrook, Illinois, so just outside of Chicago. I am a psychology major here at St. Norbert and a communication studies minor.
All right. Now, why did you choose psychology?
Yeah, so in high school, I had lost a peer of mine that I had played hockey with who had died by suicide.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yes, so I knew I wanted to go into a field where I could help people, where I could provide a sense of support to athletes, specifically student athletes that were going through the struggles that my peer was in high school, just to make a difference in the sports culture and make sure that we were no longer losing our athletes, especially young athletes, to suicide.
That is, wow, first of all, and I'm so sorry, but what a beautiful way to kind of take what happened and help others as well. And you are doing that. You are part of a mental health committee on campus. Can you talk about that?
Yes. So my sophomore year, I was introduced to an organization called the Hidden Opponent. So I had grouped up with some of our other volleyball players at the time, and we started a chapter of the Hidden Opponent on campus. So it's a group focused specifically on student athlete mental health, reducing stigma regarding mental health and pertaining to athletes. And so we reached out to their nonprofit. We all became ambassadors of the nonprofit and then brought it to St. Norbert's campus.
That is really, really cool. And what a great way to also get other people involved as well, not just like with your major, but stepping outside the box as well. Why do you believe, now kind of focusing on Mental Health Awareness Month, why do you believe that mental health wellness is so important, not just for student athletes? I know that's kind of what you focus on, but for anyone as a whole.
Yeah, so mental health is a lot more than just anyone that deals and struggles with mental illness. It's also just living a healthy lifestyle every single day. So you don't necessarily need to struggle with mental illness to have good mental health and to focus on taking care of yourself in a mental capacity. So I think that's something that's really important to me because it obviously plays a role in our day-to-day lives, whether you're an athlete or whether you're just going to work, going to classes, whatever it is, it's still something that we all deal with.
Now, how do you prioritize your mental health personally?
Personally, I take a lot of what I've learned through my engagement with the Hidden Opponent nonprofit and just working with psychologists, sports psychologists, and implementing that into my daily life. So as an athlete, that looked like a lot of visualization, a lot of like mental prep before games. And then now that I've moved out of athletics, a lot of it is just self-care, taking care of myself, doing things that I enjoy, hopefully on a daily basis when time allows, just really focusing on, taking care of myself.
Yeah, and now that you're a senior and you're done playing hockey, collegiate hockey, let's say, you'll kind of pivot a little bit for how you're going to be prioritizing your mental health. What are you looking forward to about that?
Honestly, a little bit more free time. Yeah. Hockey was a very long commitment, something that I've been doing my entire life. So having a little bit more of that time to focus on me, what I want to do, will be a big shift, but something I'm looking forward to and something I'll have to navigate over these next few months especially. But having a little bit more of that time to put energy into other things that I enjoy in my life.
Good for you. That's very exciting. I'm excited for you. Do you want to talk a little bit about all of the involvement that you've had on campus? So we touched on hockey, we touched on the nonprofit that you're part of. What else have you done here?
So with the nonprofit, I work directly with the nonprofit as an ambassador. We call it Campus Captains. And then I also am the president and founder of our organization here on campus. In addition to the Hidden Opponent, I am a member of the Student Athlete Advisory Committee. I originally started being the mental health and wellness chair there, which we then spun off into the Hidden Opponent chapter. So now I'm just a member. I helped a lot with like the D3 week planning. I ran our service project, Project Linus. I am also the student representative on the Student Athlete Development Committee. So I work with a group of faculty and staff members, just kind of voicing up for the student athletes the best I can. And then I'm also a member of Omicron Delta Kappa, which is a honorary leadership society here on campus. We just do service projects about once a month for the local community.
That is very cool. And you are busy. Holy cow.
Yep.
You've definitely taken advantage of all your time here while you've been on campus. Now, the hidden opponent, if someone wants to be involved with that, how do they get started?
The best way is honestly just joining us on my SNC or sending me an email, or our next president. Her name's Grendel Sprong. So just sending an email. We'll make sure we get you guys all set up and good to go.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
I know people might be curious about it. So you've talked about your involvement on campus. Now, did I read correctly that you've got some experience off campus as well professionally?
Yes. So from November to just a few days ago, actually, I was working at Milestones Behavioral. So it's a pediatric center for children with autism. So I was providing one-on-one ABA therapy to kids 2 to 10 years old. And then in the summers, I work with the Chicago Blackhawks. I run their amateur hockey camps that we host throughout the summers.
Wow. So you really like to work with kids?
Yes.
Okay. Now, we'll get into this a little bit more, but is that something that you want to do in the future?
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. And what a rewarding and humbling experience too, to work at both of those places.
Yeah, it's been really rewarding throughout the years. It's definitely taught me a lot of patience, especially working with and coaching young children, but it's been a really, really enjoyable experience.
Very cool. Now, how do you think that your involvement and your experience that you've done so far is going to help you with the future?
Yeah, a lot of the experiences I have just helped develop my passion and really make it a lot deeper for what I'm going into when I'm studying, but also just set me up with good experiences and good networking opportunities over the past few years to help push me along in the future.
Now let's talk about the future. What are you doing after graduation?
I will be attending Minnesota State University Mankato. I am going to do their dual degree program in sports, exercise, and performance psychology and mental health counseling.
Good for you. That is really exciting.
Yeah.
Now, I feel like even 10 years ago, this major might have been a little bit more taboo and people might not have, it might not have even been as popular as it is now. What do you feel like has really kind of made that transition for people to pursue this degree? And why do you think people are so more aware of sports psychology as a whole?
Yeah, I mean, organizations like the HIN Opponent play a huge role in it, just starting the conversation up about mental health, especially pertaining to athletes, making that a common conversation that's had, especially on college campuses where student athletes are so prevalent, and just continuing that conversation, continuing that education, and really seeing the effects of what does mental health training look like? What impact is this having on our athletes? And just the science behind all of that. And the more we research it, the more we put practices into place, we see better results with our athletes. So that's really pushed the field forward, I believe.
And that's not just results on the field or on the ice, but that's results in the classroom and people's lives long term.
Yeah, even in daily life, if you're a student athlete, you still have classes, you still have other commitments, and being able to live a more mentally healthy lifestyle carries over just beyond your performance.
Is there something that's happened to you in your college career that really kind of solidified, okay, this is the direction that I want to go with my career?
I think just being an advocate for my peers and having the experience and the opportunities to research what I love and what I'm passionate about, and then put that into place with programming that we've developed here at St. Norbert, especially within our athletics department over my 4 years here, has really just shown me how passionate I really am about this topic and how much I want to continue to pursue that in my future.
So let's talk about the continuing. So you are going to grad school.
Yes.
Now, what would you like to do with that?
Yeah, so after I get both my degrees, it's a 3-year program to get the 2. I'll be certified as a mental health counselor as well as a mental performance coach. So I want to work with athletes in a counseling capacity, providing therapy for different various mental illnesses that athletes are dealing with and experiencing.
What does that look like in terms of the kind of athletes you'll be working with? Are they younger, like you said before? Are they going to be, is this going to be a pro team? What's that? And then what's your dream job?
Yes. So I want to continue working with youth athletes because a lot of this really does start when you're young. If you can build up your skills, if you can build up your toolbox with stronger tools when you're young, it's obviously going to carry in to your sport life, your normal life when you're older. So I would like to continue working with kids, but I also wouldn't mind contracting with the pro or collegiate level teams as well, whatever opportunities are available. And then dream job, I would love to continue with coaching. Obviously, within hockey, I've been a goalie my whole life, so working with goalies would be ideal, but also being able to bring in my sports psychology experiences and work as a consultant or potentially even owning my own business.
Good for you. Mm-hmm. That's very exciting. I feel like you can really provide some good advice for people with all of the experience that you have so far and all experience that you're going to gain and the education that you're going to gain. It's definitely going to be valuable to the people that you come in contact with in the future. So good for you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So we're going to get into our lightning round here. I'll have Tom start the clock.
Okay.
All right. So you've got a minute to win it. You've got a minute to answer these questions, and then we've got a bonus question if we have enough time. Okay. All right. Here we go. The most influential person in your life?
My brother.
Go-to campus hangout spot?
Library basement.
Describe SNC in one word.
Fun.
The best food in the cafeteria?
Oh, gosh. Potato bowl.
Good decision. Sum up the last 4 years in one word or phrase.
Memorable.
Okay. If you could have a superpower, what would it be?
Transportation. Or teleportation.
Teleportation. Why?
Because I don't like sitting in the car.
Oh, interesting. And you have a 3-hour drive to St. Norbert. So there's that.
Yep.
Interesting. Okay. All right. We've got plenty of time. Anything else you want to add to that?
No.
Okay. Awesome. Now, another thing that's unique to this podcast is we have a Bible verse of the episode. And today's Bible verse is Matthew chapter 6, verse 34. It reads, "Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own." Now, I picked this verse because I feel like it really can relate to people who might struggle with anxiety or, mental health as a whole. Is there anything that resonates with you with this verse?
I really enjoy the aspect of like looking forward to tomorrow because tomorrow's always a new day. It's always a fresh start. No matter what struggles today brought, you can always try again tomorrow. There's always hope for what's coming forward.
Exactly. It's a clean slate, clean start. All right. So as we close, Ashley, I want to kind of ask you from a mental health focus, especially with it being May, if you could give one piece of advice to a high school student or students who are navigating through high school, it's a very difficult time in certain aspects, whether they are student athletes or they're just trying to figure out what the next step is in their life. What kind of advice do you have for them to focus on mentally?
My biggest advice is just finding something you would enjoy and making time to do it every day. Whether it's 10 minutes, whether it's 5 minutes, right before bed, right when you wake up, just really making time for you throughout the day because there's always time for you and doing what you enjoy. And again, just 5 minutes, 10 minutes a day, taking time for yourself to prioritize you and your needs and your mental needs is really important, I think.
That's beautiful. Now, with graduation coming up, what do you feel like you're going to miss most about your undergrad here at St. Norbert College?
Yeah, definitely my friends and the people I've met throughout my time here. We're all from all over the U.S., so leaving my friends is going to be a really hard thing, but I know I'll have a lot of opportunities moving forward, especially at Mankato, to make new relationships, make new friends, and always go back and visit my friends from here as well.
Absolutely. You're always welcome back with open arms.
Thank you.
All right, Ashley, I want to thank you so much for joining us today and speaking on this very important topic.
Yes, thank you for having me on.
Yeah, of course, and good luck in your future.
Thank you.
All right, thank you guys for listening.